Hi everybody, Sarah, Weight Watcher, Cape Cod Woman, and Pearls of Wisdom and Food on Facebook. Hello, hello. Oh, that light is just so harsh. Anyway, how are you today? I'm good. This is my bathrobe chat, and I took off my headband for no other reason than why not. So, how are you doing with what you are doing, and what is it that you're doing again? Bulletproof coffee. So, I got up extra early today, and even though this is being probably taped in advance, I don't know, maybe it'll show up in a couple of days, but it's right after the blood moon, and I just couldn't sleep. So I got up and I had some organic carrots, some organic broccoli, and I steamed those. Greg likes his longer than mine, so I have 4 bowls. And his and hers, more well done than others. And I scrubbed my organic yam to have later on today. And I washed my organic grapes to put in little baggies for work for the next few shifts. And prepared my bulletproof coffee, one for now, which is 2:04 a.m., good Lord. And the other one is for noon today at work. And so it's kind of exciting. I think there was some other stuff too, but I'm doing the bulletproof guidelines, and they say to have 5 to 9 servings of healthy fat, which I'm assuming is a tablespoon for each serving per day. And so, and to stop when you're full. And so, yesterday I made a smoothie with kefir, plain whole milk, and a half a cup of almond milk, 2 ounces of high-fat Greek yogurt, plain, some berries, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed. And I had a third of it, and I was full, so I stopped. Now, this is new to me. This is new to me. It's not like, you know, I'm all well, and this is how it's always been, and I'm so stuffed I can't eat anymore. No, 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 no. This is the woman that had no full button, and I've done some videos on full buttons before, and I just didn't have one. I mean, I just figured, you know, just keep eating. It was really horrible. And talk about the self-loathing. And it's so funny because the self-loathing could come up like bubbles of burps, you know. You're a loser. Do you believe this? Why don't you stop eating? And I will never forget my moment of truth when I decided to go to Overeaters Anonymous. Now we're talking 70s here. And I'd gone out to eat in this fancy schmancy restaurant, and I'd had prime rib with all the surrounding things, and I was also drinking heavily. I can't imagine what I was doing to my stomach. I was in my probably mid-20s, and then, of course, we shut down this fancy schmancy restaurant. How crazy, right? And they had a bonfire cookout at the beach with all of their employees and stuff like that, and other people that closed down the bar. And we went to that, and I was actually eating more. I mean, I was such a pig at my first moment of truth, my true bottom with the food. And I entered Overeaters Anonymous at that point, and kind of surrendered to no major full button at that point. And back then, they had an orange sheet and a gray sheet, and it was very, very, very stark, very, very, very rigid. I'd never do it today. I wouldn't. And I would call my food sponsor at 6:45 in the morning. This is totally before any electronic devices that we have today. I would write my food out. I would call her up, and I would say, Dee Dee, can I have M&Ms? And she said, tomorrow. And the first couple of times I thought, well, okay, so on Tuesday I can have M&Ms, right? And so, you know, that became the little joke with us, you know, because she always told me tomorrow, and of course tomorrow never came because it was today in the food and what are you eating? And how am I eating today that's different from back then? Well, first of all, I'm not following somebody else's plan. And isn't that the beauty of what we're doing here? You know, if it doesn't work for you, what I'm doing, find what works for you. Be proud and strong of your own food program. If you think that I'm full of it, but you still like listening to the videos because it keeps you strong with your program, then do it. I mean, it's whatever works. If your goal is to get this thing under control, keep listening. If your goal is to get this thing, this surrounding fat, in, you know, off, keep listening. Because I think that we satisfy both things here. And so what I'm doing is, you know, I'm following the Bulletproof guidelines, but they're rather stark too. But I kind of like them because it's good if you're on maintenance, I think. I don't think I'd do this at first. But so the chart I've got, and it's kind of so enlarged on my laptop that I, you know, have to scroll up and down to see where I am. And so it's so funny when you start eating better and you make better choices and, you know, like you eat vegetables and you're having great vegetables and then somebody says, are they organic? And you're like, no. And they're like, they should be, you know, so, okay, so then you upgrade to a few organic things and then somebody says to you, are they all above ground? It's like, what do you mean above ground? You know, like they're not in the ground, you know, like potatoes or onions or things like that. It's like, I don't know. Wow, really? I was thinking because it's a vegetable, it's certainly better than Doritos. And so anyway, it's just so funny, the different gradations, as it were, of what happens here. But I did read, I was able to read a couple of Facebook posts. God, I like my site. I just love how people are making changes, having the courage. And just two in particular yesterday, both of them said, one said, I'm going wheat-free beginning tomorrow, and the other one said, going gluten-free beginning tomorrow. And I'm so excited for them. And, you know, it depends where you are in your journey. You know, I didn't do what I'm doing today with the Bulletproof stuff out of the gate. When I started Weight Watchers in June 2014, my goal was to lose this freaking menopause. You know, I didn't want it to get any bigger. I'd stopped wearing my sassy belts, and I have a nice belt collection. Not like my scarves or my silver, but I have a smaller waist. You know, kind of hourglass, I don't know. But, you know, I like belts. And they serve me well with my boots or my shoes, whatever I'm wearing. And so I stopped wearing belts because the menopause, how can you put it around, you know, something that looks like you're 5 months pregnant and have it be sassy? Well, you can't, you know. And I found that I was using the scarves to kind of cover up the menopause. And, you know, that wasn't the intent and purpose. So I might have looked a little polished with like a blazer and a white starchy blouse and my scarf, but the scarf was covering up the sins of the layers that happen below the boobs. And I knew it, maybe other people weren't seeing it. And I wasn't, I was still under like 145. And so, you know, people were saying, lose weight, why do you have to lose weight? But, you know, as a woman, you know when you want to lose that weight. You know when you've crossed over your line of what's working. For some people, it's that pair of jeans. For other people, it's the scale. And for other people, it's something favorite with a change of seasons that doesn't fit anymore. And I was a fat little child, and I was remembering how I had to have dresses that looked like the other girls at that time, you know, the 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds. styles weren't as they are today for preteens. So I had to buy the normal size clothes and wear them unzipped with a sweater. So I could kind of look normal, because the only other choice was I would have been a 14, and I'm like 10 years old, fully developed, probably from drinking whole milk, with all the hormones in it, and I just wanted to fit, and I still want to fit, and now I want my new clothes to fit. So what am I going to do about it? Yes, I use the scale as a barometer, and I weigh myself on Thursday naked weigh-ins, Thursday morning and Friday morning, and there's usually a 5 to 6 pound difference in the two scales, and it's all well and good. And so technically, with the 4 different weights after 2 days, I know if I'm in the ballpark range, right? And then I'm happy and I'm okay. And yes, my clothes are continuing to fit, and it's nothing short of amazing. It isn't, because, like, what is it now? It's almost October. Maybe it will be October when this airs. And so I began in June, so June to June, July, August, September, October. So it's like 16 months. 16 months. I've been on maintenance for 12 months. And I can't tell you what that feels like. And if you are also on maintenance, or you're getting close to maintenance, excuse me, and what a delicious feeling. What a delicious feeling, especially if you are solid in your philosophy of what works for you, and you're tweaking and you're upgrading and you're trusting the process, and maybe you've eliminated some things that you will never go back to, and you will get enough traction from these eliminations, be it sugar, be it soda, be it wheat, be it processed foods, be it just like breads, forget just wheat, but anything that is still calling to you. And so when we hit the ground running with the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Super Bowl, all that stuff, you will have some traction. And you will be able to go to somebody else's house or a restaurant or a buffet or a party, and you will be able to know what it is, what a portion looks like without bringing your scale and your measuring cups, and pretty much be able to determine if this food is on your safe list. Yesterday I had some time after work. I get done at 3, so I went to Whole Foods, and the crowds are gone, and so I could do some wonderful, wonderful browsing. I got some more almond butter. I am finding that my tablespoon of almond butter, and I have it with a very small, it's about this big, and it's like this plastic thing. I think they give it to you for samples for fancy ice creams in those places. And we just have a collection because Greg likes his fancy things too. And so it holds me over. It stops the hungry horrors. I'm working very, very hard on limiting my fruit. And this is new to me because I was probably having 6 or 7 fruits each day. Yes, I'm saying that. 6 or 7. And upping my organic steamed veggies, either fresh, like the broccoli and the carrots were this morning, or buying the frozen. And I'm telling you, Whole Foods has a delicious, a wonderful section of organic frozen veggies that, to me, are reasonable. And when you begin eating more elegant, eating elegantly is not always as expensive as you think. When you're having a smaller portion, like say, for example, you get the organic broccoli frozen from Whole Foods, and you add 1 teaspoon of pasture-raised salted butter to your broccoli thing. Do you think you're going to be more satisfied than having those old, like Green Giant with fake broccoli, fake cheese sauce on it? Even if it's Weight Watcher endorsed, you will feel so elegant and rich. A teaspoon of the salted pasture-raised butter is 1 point. So you've got a 1 point elegant just a little hint of butter on your broccoli. Well, I'm sorry, but that works. And you will be satisfied because there's fat in the butter, and it satiates. That's, I think that's the most amazing thing about having this high-fat, low-carb diet, is that these fats satiate in a way that I never ever experienced. When you think of like, when you used to, I just think of like how I avoided fat like it was, a plague or something. And now it's like I have permission to do it. The pooch is going away, flattening out, and the scale is dipping a little. Not that I need to lose any more weight, but it's dipping. But I'm feeling satisfied. And I think each layer as it unfolds of our journey with our being overweight as a woman and all the hormones and the bloating and what we do, what our bodies do to get to a place of satisfaction. Satisfaction with my body, satisfaction with what I'm eating, not thinking of more. Having a third of my smoothie yesterday, I'll have the rest today, and wrapping it back up and putting it back in the fridge, amazing for me. Because it was allowed, but I wasn't hungry. And that was at like 11, and then at 3, I had my, actually 2:30, because I got done at 3. At 2:30, I had my little almond butter treat and went to Whole Foods, and I wasn't shopping like a maniac because, I was hungry. I bought $20 worth of things, some organic broccoli, some organic free-range eggs. Can't remember. It was yesterday. How do you expect me to remember yesterday today? So anyway, things are good. Things are good here on Cape Cod right now, and I hope that they're good for you. I hope that your head is wrapping itself around what you can do for yourself and the beauty of what we do here, which is devise your own programs. Count your points, do your fitness pal, weigh and measure. Shop with a conscience. Buy organic when you can. Buy the pasture-raised butter and treat it like the elegant thing that it is and allow yourself it. Oh my goodness. And have a wonderful day. So this is it for me. I will see you the next time. Thanks so much for watching. This is Sarah. Bye-bye for now.